place at the end. So here we go underway with our second MX2, and a fantastic start again from the Kawasaki. So 23 to Natsuki, I think he's got it done there. So James Scott, a good start as well. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. They were top 3 last time. Josiah Natsuki, James Scott. Then go back to Wyatt Chase, Josh Coppins. He got a good start as well on the JCR Yamaha. But Logan Madron, he's got another fantastic start as well. We'll see the 88 of Brodie Connolly. So he was on the ground about 2.5 minutes ago. Look at him flying in 4th place. There we go, action aplenty. We've had a couple hung up in the S's, so that's a bit of drama there. Hopefully they can get going as well. Well, you've got to be consistent here at Summercross. They've got a different points structure than we normally run. So 50 points for the win, then you get 45 for second and so on. So you've got to be consistent. So all on here. This is what we wanted. We wanted to see Josiah Natsuki and see what he could do out in front of the moment. James Scott absolutely flying. They get some massive air down the back straight, and we see Brodie Connolly. Great to see him back again. He just tangled up with another machine as they cross the finish line. Hit back riding again, Josh Coppins, the legend that is JC. He's running there in 5th place at the moment. Go back to a battle for the 338 of Brad Groombridge and another LMC Husqvarna in there. Here we go, Josiah Natsuki, the 23, absolutely flying at the moment.
Well, here he is over the number 11 jump, courtesy of Scott Goggles now into our super turn here prior to our East Bay Engineering lap score line. There it is, 23, Josiah Natsuki, world-class rider, rode in Germany this last year, and great to see what he's doing. Made the big move to Kawasaki, never been on the green bike before, so something new for him, but he's quickly adapted there. And now look at the buffer he's pulling out. This is good work now by Josiah, certainly showing that he is as well the fastest on the racetrack, so a clear break off the line and good work. Look at the supporters, out to chart him on. Great to watch. 23 for Josiah Natsuki, showing us class here at the moment in our MX3 lineup, courtesy of E&I Oils, Trans Diesel, Kawasaki New Zealand, along with Mainstream Logistics, Bridgestone, Alpine Star, Pro Circuit at 100%. So nice to watch as the 23 takes control here at the moment. Josiah Natsuki, the front runner, then looking to the turn on the berm. And watching the others, like the 108 of James Scott, under the auspices now of Jeff Scott Electrical. That awesome team has done so well over many years, and young James is certainly a quality pilot. And as I've got Paul Malin next to me, and I'm going to be talking to Paul shortly, but he'll know these names of Josiah Natsuki and James Scott, 2 riders that he's called from racing when they've been overseas and raced in the EMX 125 class. So look at that, and some mega jumping to go on. Josiah, all the class, as he shows us why he's come back to New Zealand and a real chance to be creme de la creme MX2 ace in New Zealand for the 2019-2020 season. So great to see as we check it out. There it is, the Kawasaki in control and out in front. Look at that from the side to the wall. Look at this wall jump and the flat landing, but the wall having the effect to slow the race pace right down. Look at some of those, of course. Look at that from James. James up on the inside, and he just dives down. He really pushes the front down to get the back on the ground to give him more traction to get away quicker. So it's 23, and there we are with Josiah Natsuki to show us his class out there from the 108 of James Scott, and the 2 coming back at him for Wyatt Chase.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very tricky to pass around here in Aokaponga. So Wyatt Chase all over the back of James Scott. That's honestly not much in it. Their back wheels are almost touching as they go around over number 1, but Josiah Natsuki, he is dominating this one, well in charge. He's out in front. James Scott still ahead of the number 2, Wyatt Chase. Then go back to Brodie Connolly in 4th, JC, Josh Coppins in 5th place. Brad Groombridge is there. Nick Hornby, Metastar from Nick Hornby on the 197. He's sitting there in 7th place with 8th to Logan Madron. So this is top level racing. So Josiah Natsuki, James Scott and Wyatt Chase, a very, very classy top 3 at the moment. And to leave a rider like Josh Coppins that far back in 4th place, absolutely flying, these young guys.
Certainly keen to look out for the update for those other placings as we go to. What about Yanni Emerson Ray, Liam Hutton in there, Joel Johnson, Jono Barnes? But hey, it's Josiah, James, Wyatt, Brodie, and as Brad pointed out, 4.5 minutes before the start of that race, that man was lying down in some pain, and then he comes back out, and it's mind over matter. He puts the pain to the side, and he's pushing so hard. I knew he wasn't showing his best earlier, and that's certainly been proved by the fact that he's got a 4th place earlier on in this moto. So good to see he's got Josh Coppers behind him, along with Brad Groombridge, unsung hero in New Zealand motocross, a man by the name of Nick Hornby. You're going to hear a lot of other names, but Nick, when he shows up, and that man's been training, he's always a top performer, and he's doing it with an easy top 10 in our MX2 at the moment. And I'm going to quickly cross over here with Paul and have a quick chat. Paul, bringing back memories, Summercross here, and some of these names you've called before.
Yeah, it is, and obviously it's my first time here watching these guys here in New Zealand, but three guys at the front, and the guy in fourth, Josh Coppins, I'm all more too familiar with. But I'd say the one guy that's impressing me the most is probably young James Scott. You know, a young kid coming through, still got a bright future, and of course he'll be playing his trade in Europe again next year. So it's good to see him on a good level right at the back end of this year, early next year.
All right, Awakaponga, this little place of paradise, what do you think of this track?
I like it, actually. It's nice, it's long, it's technical, it's tight, it's rough. It's got a bit of it's a good physical, mental challenge for everybody.
Great to see. Thank you, Paul. Back to you, back to Brad.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a drama there. So James Scott is actually just before the Alpha Pipelines number 3, just lost the front wheel, so he's gone down. So that leaves Wyatt Chase in second place. So the front three have spread out a little bit. We've got Josiah Natsky right up at the top end of the circuit. He's about to head on the back straight. Now the number 2 with Wyatt Chase is second, with James Scott sitting in third place. We've got Josh Coppins. He's still in fourth place, and Brad Groomage now up into fifth. So we've lost Brodie Connolly off our timing. So hopefully that injury hasn't made him succumb. But we've got to go racing with Josiah Natsky. We've got 2 laps to go. The white flag poised and ready to go. So Josiah Natsky, he's got a massive advantage back to Wyatt Chase. So fantastic to see Josiah Natsky, and all about the stars here at Awakaponga. So nice, tight, technical, not very wide track. So quite hard to pass on. So when Josiah Natsky gets the awesome hole shot, he is flying at the moment. White flag time, so 1 lap to go. And brilliant to see the number 23, the E&I Lubricants Kawasaki New Zealand pilot of Josiah Natsky. Then go back to Wyatt Chase on the Ride Red Honda. He's in second, and third place on the Jeff Scott Marks Gear KTM. That is the 108 of James there. 6 for Josh Coppins, so good representation from all our major brands. Here's the number 6 for JC on the JCR Altherm Window Systems Yamaha, and then look for the Suzuki of Brad Groomage there in 5th place. So we've got one of every colour out there at the front, and brilliant racing here at MX2.
Well, I'd just like to point out to our viewing audience and the live stream out there on Ctas Live, for those of you watching it live or watch a recorded commentary, the fact that Ctas Live is actually in a different tower to us, and we're not perfectly coordinated. That is, we're doing the commentary in association with the live spectator audience here at the event, and we're not always in complete unison or symmetry, call it what you like. So for those of you looking at a picture thinking, well, the commentators are talking about other riders, that's because we're viewing in a different place. So not quite perfect, but something. This is the first time we've had Ctas Live here at Summercross. Hopefully something that we'll fine-tune and make bigger, brighter and better in years to come. And once we can get on board and have the guys up on the same platform as us in the future, I know we can give you better quality. But it's great to make a start on the world of live streaming. The rest of the world loves to see our sport in New Zealand, and hopefully those of you in that live stream audience are out there enjoying it as we come to you live from Eastern Bay of Plenty, a place called Awakaponga, tucked inside the Kawhare White Island that, of course, recently made world headlines with an explosion, and we can literally see that from where we are standing here at the moment. So giving you an idea of where we are in this place of paradise, New Zealand, for a super scorching summer to event we call Summercross.
Yeah, chicken flag time. Josiah Natsky on the number 23. He will take the win. Wyatt Chase running in second place, so they are going to be tied on points with a win and a second place each. That's exactly what the fans wanted. Neck and neck as well. We're heading into moto number 3. So here we go, James Scott. He's going to get the third place as well. So that's fantastic. I want to see James Scott. If he can get a better start, he will certainly be able to run with those guys up there. He was running second for most of the moto, just unfortunately dropped the front wheel. So he's now in third place. JC with another consistent 4th place. So brilliant. Not bad for a fill-in rider there, is he, JC? And then we look back to the White's Power Sports Sawdust Roller section, and we've got BG Brad Groomage flying through there as well. A big shout out to Luca Fremantle, a much better performance from Luca this time around. He is on the number 207, the 203, sorry, and he's right there giving BG a good run for his money. So Luca Fremantle, if he gets another good start as well on the Team Green AFC Moto Kawasaki, he'll be one to look for as well. So that's a good 6th place from Luca. So fantastic to see that sort of stuff there.
All right, we talked about them as back-to-back motos. That means we've done a 10-minute moto, had a 5-minute break, done another 10 minutes. So rather than being sort of like a 1,500 metre race, it's a sort of bit like, I call them an Usain Bolt and an Usain Bolt sprint, break, sprint. So pretty hard to do. A different kind of a format, Paul, but here, in fact, in the heat of the summer, it's not a bad way. We're not exhausting the body too early in the day.
No, that's right, and it's quite unique, and I think it's also quite innovative to have that. Keeps the fans on their toes, keeps the riders on their toes as well. Look at MX2 Part 1, where we had Wyatt Chase and then Natsuki. They were first, second battling out, and then the second one, it was the other way around with James Scott thrown in the middle as well. And had Scott not gone down, then obviously Wyatt would have had the advantage going into race 3 in terms of points and the overall for the Summercross. So it's pretty good, because let's say James Scott didn't go down, you know, and all of a sudden you've got you know, that advantage, like we say. But I think the sprint race, it's a good thing. It's a cool thing. We've obviously got our next race getting ready to go here. I think, what's that, the MX2 Juniors?
Here we go to what we call our youth class. Yes, indeed. Now, tell us about the boot on the other foot, but wearing a completely different hat. A husband of a woman racer. What did that feel like, Paul?
Yeah, I know. That's the first time I've ever seen a race as well. I've seen her ride a few times, and